Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Nastazsa. If you're new here, I'd love it if you would subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you haven't done so as well. For today's video, I'm just sharing with you guys some luxury home must-haves. I'm just gonna share with you guys some of my favorite items that I've brought into my home to make it look and feel more luxurious without spending thousands and thousands of dollars. So as always, the links to everything that I share with you guys will be in the description box down below for you to check out. Without further ado, we can just jump right into it. All right, the first thing that I wanted to share is just my little luxury secret, and that is a diptyque base candle. Now, I know that these are a little bit on the pricey side, but I kind of have a little hack that I do with these like more designer luxury candles. I personally love purchasing one every few years, and I use it kind of like a special occasion candle. So believe it or not, I have one of these candles myself. I own it. It is not even halfway gone, and I've had it for several years now. Because like I said, I just kind of treat it more like a piece of decor and a special occasion candle. So I will light it every now and then, especially if you use it very sparingly like I have. I've noticed that this doesn't burn as fast as like your typical traditional candle. Also, I just personally think something about these candles look so luxurious in the home. I definitely think it's like the label and the branding. It just looks very high-end. Obviously, it is a high-end candle, but I personally think that these are also great to buy because you can just buy one, burn it all, and you can also just refill it with whatever candle you want. Like, you can take something so inexpensive, fill it back up, and then you just have like the look of that luxury candle. So highly recommend splurging and snagging one of these because you can definitely keep it for a really long time if you've done what I do. And the same thing goes for this diptyque soap. So for me, I like to look at some luxury brands like this where I find that I really like the label. The scents are also amazing too, but what I do is I will get a soap like this just to have like the container, and then you can literally go on Amazon. I forget the name of the brand, but they have this brand that literally makes luxury soap dupes. And so what I do is I will get the original, so I have the actual bottle, and I will refill it with the dupe fragrance soap. It's a hack that I've been doing for several years, and I feel like it works out great because again, you're making that one initial payment, I guess you could say, or that one initial investment of the actual like soap, but then you have the container and you can use it like for years on end. Next up, what I really think adding to the home that makes it look and feel more luxurious, especially when you have people over, is some really nice serving ware or dishware that you can use for a special occasion or that you can use for multiple different things. So in particular, I really love this little serving bowl. I think that this just looks so luxury. It looks so high-end. It looks like it was super expensive, but it actually is under $100, which serving bowls like this can get pretty expensive, believe it or not. It's something that I find that will kind of add up quite quickly, especially if you want like the unique shape of this. But to me, this looks so high end. And again, you're not gonna be purchasing stuff like this that often. So sometimes I will spend just like a little bit more on it so I have the item like that. And again, you're not gonna be needing to buy one of these every single year. It's kind of something that you buy once and then just use forever, especially if it's like this one and it's super high quality. Next up is just this absolutely gorgeous marble tray. Now I feel like the pictures are not going to do this piece justice simply because it is over 2 feet long. It's closer to like 3 feet. So just think of like a really large marble tray. Something like this can truly transform your space when you get something that's very like unique and high-end looking like this. For me, I'll tend to like opt for one piece of decor like this rather than spending my money across the board with like 10 or 20 different decor pieces. I love pieces like this, and again, I think this would be gorgeous on like a dining table as like the centerpiece. You can kind of put other things on it. You can stagger a bunch of candles on it. You can put this on your console. You can do so much with this, and again, because it's such a large marble slab, you can use it for years and years to come. So I feel like incorporating just one item like this into your home can even make the difference and make things look so much more luxurious. Next up are these unique glass vases. Now when it comes to vases, I definitely would recommend sticking to something like a glass or a marble that you know is very timeless. I would stay away from like those trendy, really colorful vases that will go in and out of style. For me personally, when I want to make my home look more elevated, I'll look for something that's a little bit more quality piece like this that doesn't really tie into a current trend. That way I know it's going to be more of a timeless piece. And when it comes to glassware, I love to look for something that has some sort of texture to it or color. To me, when you add some sort of texture or a tint and a color to glass, it just elevates it so much. You don't necessarily need to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a vase. If you can find something like this that has more of a texture to it or a unique shape, it is going to look a lot more expensive. Next up are these little serving bowls. You guys know how much I love my little cups, but if you love this hobnail look as much as I do, another thing that I feel like is great and will really elevate the look of your home is getting some bowls like this. I personally like to have really quality items like this in the home. To me, it just screams luxury. And believe it or not, this isn't something that, again, either is going to run you hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You can get a whole set of these for under 50 bucks, so you're not breaking the bank, but if you used all of these together for like a dinner party, they will just look a lot more expensive and really elevate your dinnerware set. And they do come in several different colors, so I do really love these for a kitchen option. Next up, another way to really make your home look high-end is to look for brands like Le Creuset that are very timeless and just kind of like more so well known. And I wouldn't say to go crazy and buy everything from there, but just having like one simple item like this utensil holder and utensil set, to me would really elevate a kitchen. You could get absolutely everything else for your kitchen from Target and just have this one really nice item. And to me, that's another way that I make things look more luxurious, is I love tying in pieces that are a little bit more high-end with things that are a little bit more affordable. When you mesh them together, you get like the perfect amount of just everything looking very high-end, but you're still within that nice budget. Again, this set is really nice, and surprisingly enough, it's like under $90, so it is still on the pricey side, but when you add it up, you would have paid like $30 for the utensil holder at Target, and then each individual of the items you probably would have spent around 10 bucks, I think is what the last time I saw them. So when you do the math, you're pretty much paying the same price if you're buying all the items separately. So I would opt for something like this that looks a little bit more cohesive. Another way to make your home look high-end on a budget is to kind of find candles that can serve as decor. I know I talked about this a little bit earlier with the diptyque candle. If that isn't your style and you want something that looks more just like a decor piece, I found this set of candles that look really high-end. You get a whole little metallic set, and this is by the brand Boy Smells, which I'm very familiar with their candles. They smell really amazing, and they use really good ingredients in the candles as well. So those are a really cool option. Again, you kind of will end up with these little canisters when you're done burning the candles that you can either refill with your own candle wax, or you can just like melt a current candle that you have and reuse these, or you have the other option of using them as decor pieces within the home. You can make them little mini vases, you can plant little plants in them, just so many options. So again, buying something like this to me just seems like a better buy. Another way to really elevate your home is opting for really great quality pillows. Now this in particular, I'm all about like texturing on a pillow. To me, if you get something with a nice texture to it, it automatically is going to look more expensive and more high-end. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more colorful, this is a really great option that I would go with. This is by the brand UGG. They make really, really comfortable pieces for the home. I personally love their home collection. So if you're looking to bring in more color, but you want it to stay expensive looking and high-end, opt for a brand like this that does make a home decor line. Again, these aren't super astronomically expensive. The pillows aren't gonna be hundreds and hundreds of dollars. However, you're getting something that looks a little bit more high-end, has more detail to it, and to me, this just looks more luxury. Another great way to like elevate the home is to look at stuff that you constantly use or you're constantly going to have out on the counters and think about if there's a more aesthetically pleasing option to buy. Now for me, I know everybody's all about the Stanley trend, still love Stanleys, but I feel like these Fellow tumblers are just so much better looking. Like this looks so minimalistic and sleek to me. And again, for me, I drink a ton of water, so my water container or tumbler that I'm currently using is going to be out, it's going to be everywhere. The world is going to see it. And to me, when it comes to having things that are out in the home that you're going to be using often, I will opt for something a little bit more aesthetic like this piece. To me, this is perfect. If my tumbler is sitting on my console or my coffee table, it is not a total eyesore. And I love the fact that this doesn't have like the Stanley, you know, stamp of approval on the front. Like again, I love Stanley when it first came out, but to me, it's just, it's overdone, it's played out, and I personally think that this just looks better. The design of this tumbler, in my opinion, just way better. All right, another thing that I love. I've been talking about this speaker for years on this channel. If you guys know me, I'm obsessed with my Marshall speakers. I have 3 of them. So I have a black one, I have the cream leather, so both of those are the black leather and the cream leather. One is the smaller, I have the bigger one, and then I have the very, very mini. I have them all because again, another thing that can be a total eyesore is a wireless Bluetooth speaker. They look so bad. Like they look so bad. I'm sorry, but most of them look so bad. I also do have an Apple HomePod. That one looks kind of cool, but nothing beats this like Marshall guitar amp inspired speaker. Because again, it serves as like the coolest piece of decor you can have in your home. And I love it. Believe it or not, I don't currently own much. Like I don't have a ton of home decor pieces. Contrary to your belief, I think people have this conception of me online that's like, oh my God, her house is so full. Like she has so much stuff. I actually don't own, like I could like count and think in my head the home decor that I own because I don't really hold on to things that long, but this is one of the things that is so timeless. I've never gotten rid of it. You guys know I've had my first speaker, I think I got like 7 or 8 years ago now. I love them. They always move with me and I just think they're such an awesome buy. Really good quality sound too, and the newer ones, if you guys use Amazon Alexa, then those are a great option because you can get them with that built-in. I personally just use them as a regular Bluetooth speaker and they serve as like the coolest piece of decor also. Another thing that I think you can do to make your home look more luxury on a budget is to slowly replace your kitchen appliances. Now this one is going to be a little bit pricey, not so much. I mean, you definitely are going to be spending a little bit of money. But for me personally, things really changed a lot in my home when I really took a look at my kitchen. And obviously I like to cook, I have a bunch of different appliances, but if you do your research, you can find things that are honestly a healthier option to have in the home, and they don't look like eyesores on your counter. So you don't have to feel bad about having those appliances on your counter. Now for me, that means like the coffee maker, right? Obviously you want to have a good cup of coffee. You can get that super affordable coffee maker that you can put on the counter that is just not going to look good. Or you can spend a little bit more money and get something like this retro coffee maker, which I think is just so cool. Like this is such a cool piece of like decor actually that you don't want to hide it. I know it's an appliance, but it still looks like a decor piece. You can have this out on your counter and it doesn't really disrupt everything else that you have going on because it's not a total eyesore. Another thing that I've been loving lately too is just this R-Place option. R-Place air fryer and toaster is a new option as well. If you're looking for just some really aesthetically pleasing appliances for your kitchen, these are also made with better quality materials for your health. If you want to do your research on that, you can definitely look into that as well. So I think opting for cool things like this that can sit out on the counter is definitely a great way to spend your money, because I know for me, I was like putting all my appliances away because they look so bad, and now that I have nice ones that I'm okay with leaving on the counter, it just makes things so much easier and my kitchen looks so much nicer. Two other options that I love within the kitchen that I also want to mention that I think you can replace is your toaster. To me, I don't feel bad about spending a little bit more money on this particular toaster simply because I use my toaster a lot. It's something I use all the time. So I think these are a cool option. They're very retro if you like that whole kitchen vibe. I am a huge fan of these toasters. They also have every single matching appliance on here. They have an espresso maker, they have a knife set now, they have a milk frother, they have so many different things that you can get and just have the whole set. I think that that's a cool option as well. For me, what I do is I like buy one at a time. I know there's a whole set, but just to make it easier and more easier on my wallet, I should say, I won't buy all of this at once. I'll kind of like piecemeal it. And another thing, the food storage containers can be a total eyesore. Now those are in your refrigerator, so it may not bother you that much, but for me, everything within the home not looking cohesive and aesthetic really does bother me. More recently, I got this food storage set, especially because I am into the whole glass storage. That's really important to me, so I got this set. Also, it matches my caraway pot set. Can't say enough good things about that pot set either too. Like, those are great to invest in as well because you can literally just like leave the pots out on the counter and they don't look bad. Like, sometimes I will just wash all of them and I'll leave them on the stove to dry and they just look so good because they all match and they all go together. And you can totally pick what color matches your whole little kitchen, and again, a healthier alternative to cookware. And speaking of the kitchen, you guys know I have loved this little blender forever, so I won't say too much about it other than they more so recently added some very cool colors. So I have the white one, but now they have this really nice beige and just different options. So again, if you're looking for something more aesthetic when it comes to blenders, I would definitely check this one out. High-end towels are so important, and again, they don't have to break the bank either. You can find something such good quality. These are my favorites from Nordstrom. I use these. These are like my go-to because they're on sale right now. They're always on sale and they're such good quality. They have a ton of different colors to choose from and I just love them. To me, nothing beats a really nice soft plush towel. So that is also something that I will opt for, getting something a little bit more luxury, and just because it's luxury does not mean it has to break the bank. You can find something affordable like this from places like Nordstrom and you are good to go. I wouldn't consider this an appliance, but I would consider this something that in a home really drives me nuts, and that is just having like an ugly clock around. I know a lot of us still like to use a clock and keep track of time. That's why I personally love my Hatch alarm. So I did end up upgrading and getting the new one just because, again, it looks so good. This really helps you with like keeping your sleep tracked and everything if you would like it. I was originally attached to that from the brand, but then when they came out with these, I was like, this is even better. It's like a 2-in-1. So they have these really pretty like linen looking options. They look so great on a nightstand. It allows you to kind of use the different features that it has, but then it's not an eyesore. So something else that is so simple that you can replace in the home is just swapping out your clock. And again, this one is definitely giving that luxury vibe. And then lastly is just elevating your blanket choices. I really think that that's another simple way that you can elevate your home. And again, this isn't something you have to spend a ton of money on either. This is another great option from Nordstrom that I own personally myself that I love. I love the long tassels that this has. Also, it is currently on sale, so if you're in the market for something that is on sale, this would be a great option for you. All right, guys, that is everything that I wanted to share with you guys for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!